The Labour leader, Keir Starmer, is under attack this week for legal work he did before going into politics. I'm joined by the Minister for Innuendo and Dog Whistles, the Right Honourable Geoff-Geoffrey MP.
What he did was revolting, and I'm glad we're finally talking about it. People need to know.
What are you particularly revolted by?
Well, Sir Keir Starmer spent all of his time representing criminals, people who did absolutely awful things.
Is that not just what lawyers do?
Not all of them. I spent a decade working in law, and I didn't represent a single murderer.
But you worked in tax law.
Yes, much more civilised.
And you never represented a criminal.
I didn't say that. I said I didn't represent a single murderer. Or at least I didn't know he was a murderer at the time.
But that's a...
I mean, what kind of person chooses to work with violent criminals? There's got to be something a bit dodgy about them.
But you accept that barristers have the cab rank system. They can't just pick and choose cases.
Ugh, I'm so bored of people talking about the cab rank system. I prefer Uber. That way, if you don't like the look of a driver, you can just reject him. And if he talks too much, you can give him 1 star.
Okay.
But my point is that Sir Keir didn't just represent people that he had to, he also campaigned against the death penalty.
So, are you for the death penalty?
Not in most cases, no, but that's not the point. We don't have the death penalty in this country, but he was campaigning against it in other countries.
So,
I think we can all agree that most British people shouldn't be killed by the state, but do we really care about foreigners? Sounds a bit Remainery to me.
Really?
And do you know the very worst thing about all this?
That you're trying to undermine the basic foundations of our legal system to make a cheap political point?
No, the worst thing is that he did it all for free, like a hobby.
Pro bono.
You can use that fancy jargon if you like. I'm more a man of the people.
What's wrong with him doing it for free?
Well, it's unpatriotic. It's practically Marxist, isn't it? I mean, if you're going to work for baddies, at least get paid. Look, whenever I work for terrible foreigners, I make sure I charge them through the nose.
Thank you, Minister. Next up, as Donald Trump's lawyer argues in court that presidential immunity should cover all crimes, we ask, if you could commit any crime and get away with it, which member of your family would you kill?